And here is Trump continuing with the excuses. Now he has to explain to Dickerson that and this is also in the same, I don't think we have this, but in the same interview, Trump also said, I call your show Deface the Nation. Zing. Maybe can we find that actually? All right. But first, yeah, he did say that. So but first he's also going to whine about, and he is right, Senate rules are archaic.
Yeah.
I don't know that has much to do with why he is a complete failure as president. Considering that some of these things that have not passed or have not worked, they haven't even gotten to the Senate for them to stymie with archaic rules. But anyways, he's whining, and he's talking to John Dickerson, so let the whining continue.
You learn that you're going to adapt and change because all presidents have to.
Well, I think things generally tend to go a little bit slower than you'd like them to go.
Why?
Just a system. It's just a very, very bureaucratic system. I think the rules in Congress, and in particular the rules in the Senate, are unbelievably archaic and slow-moving, and in many cases unfair. In many cases, you're forced to make deals that are not the deal you'd make. You'd make a much different kind of a deal. You're forced into situations that you hate to be forced into.
You're forced to negotiate, is what he just said. The master negotiator is mad that he has to negotiate.
There's all these archaic things. Like, did you know that there is a constitutional amendment where you can say I'm doing a bad job and I can't put you in jail? I mean, we're really working in ancient times here. I had no idea.
For a second there, it was amazing. He said two big words in a row, and then he went back to making deals and amazing
Not
and
making
something
deals,
else.
And it's amazing.
Yeah.
Did
Someone
you know?
taught him archaic like immediately before that.
It's like you can't openly date your daughter. Yes, archaic. Remember it.
I think that was more okay and archaic. Yeah, anyway.
Okay, and here he is with his deface the nation line before we get to the great crescendo of this interview, which everybody's going to really enjoy.
What do you know now on day 100 that you wish you knew on day 1 of the presidency?
Well, one of the things that I've learned is how dishonest the media is, really. I've done things that are...
He was very respectful and praising of the media during the whole election. It's not like he ever pointed at them in front of a crowd of aspiring fascist mouth-breathing morons and called them the worst people on earth and insinuated that they should have libel laws used against them. It's not like he spent all of his career suing the press, pretending to be his own spokesperson, to lie about himself, and pretty much whining about anything that's written about him that does not say that he's rich and bangs supermodels. So this apparently counts as a new discovery.
I think very good. I've set great foundations with foreign leaders. We have, NAFTA, as you know, I was going to terminate it, but I got a very nice call from a man I like, the president of Mexico. I got a very nice call from Justin Trudeau, the Prime Minister of Canada. And they said, please, would you, rather than terminating NAFTA, I was all set to do it. In fact, I was going to do it today. I was going to do it as we're sitting here. I would have had to delay you. I was going to do it today. I was going to terminate NAFTA. But they called up and they said, would you negotiate? And I said, yes, I will negotiate.
That's all you've learned about the media? You knew from the campaign about the media. You've said it all the time.
But the media didn't cover it that way. The media said, oh, I didn't terminate NAFTA. First of all, if you look at my statements, I said, if I'm not able to renegotiate NAFTA, I will terminate NAFTA. Well, I'll make that statement right now.
Here's the question,
if I'm not able to renegotiate NAFTA, we will terminate NAFTA.
Let's step back a minute.
Okay.
Presidents have to learn how to adapt. Every president comes into the job, it's different than they expect. They must adapt. Surely you've learned something else other than that the media is dishonest.
No, it was one of my disappointments.
Give me another thing you learned that...
That wasn't it? It's fine.
It was labeled as if it was.
Whatever, it's fine. Let's go to the crescendo. We missed that. That was actually still pretty amusing in and of itself. But as you can tell, Donald Trump he's grouchy. The blood sugar levels are low. There's not been enough fast food put in his system. Ivanka hasn't rubbed his shoulders. He's rattled. And this is the final part of that conversation. Now, he and Dickerson are strolling in the White House, and it is not good. And basically what happens here is that Trump brings up the Obama tap me conspiracy himself. Dickerson's not necessarily going to go there. Watch how this plays out.
Did President Obama give you any advice that was helpful? That you think, wow, he
Well,
really
he was very nice to me, but after that, we've had some difficulties. So it doesn't matter. You know, words are less important to me than deeds. And you saw what happened.
Words are less important to me than being black, you know. Go ahead.
And you saw what happened with surveillance, and everybody saw what happened with surveillance.
Difficulties how?
I thought that, well, you saw what happened with surveillance, and I think that was inappropriate.
What does that mean, sir?
You can figure that out yourself.
Well, the reason I asked is you said you called him sick and bad.
Look, you can figure it out yourself. He was very nice to me with words, and when I was with him, but after that, there has been no relationship.
But you stand by that claim about him?
I don't stand by anything. I just, you can take it the way you want. I think our side's been proven very strongly, and everybody's talking about it. And frankly, it should be discussed. I think that is a very big surveillance of our citizens. I think that's a very big topic, and it's a topic that should be #1, and we should find out what the hell is going on.
I just wanted to find out, though, you're the President of the United States. You said he was sick and bad because he had tapped you.
You can take it any way you want.
But I'm asking you, because you don't want it to be fake news. I want to hear it from President Trump.
You don't have to ask me.
Why not?
Because I have my own opinions. You can have your own opinions.
But I want to know your opinions. You're the President of the United States.
It's enough. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Conversation. That's the president. Oh. The only other time I've ever seen anything like that was in a production meeting for Dope Boys with Waz. It was intense.
Yeah,
Waz, like, you can take it however you want.
Dude, man, like that's.
What do you think about that? I mean, honestly,
that. He couldn't answer simple questions, and I don't want to be the person to speculate about Donald Trump's mental health at this point, but. You can't watch that and say, yo, this guy is completely coherent. This guy is sharp as a tack.
You just advocated for the full 4 years. What is it that you're looking for here?
It's good. It's good.
If we,
if
we get 4 years of actual budgets being passed and no Obamacare repeal,
exactly.
You know,
more of this, less repeal.
Yeah,
exactly. More meltdowns, less budget. I actually think too. I also think the other problem with these idiots is that, and I've said it so many times, but it's like as soon as Mike Pence takes over, if that happens, he's going to say, well, I don't know, John. I think that Washington can get real brutal and blah blah blah. All of them are going to immediately pee themselves with like, oh my God, I mean, whatever else you think, you just got to appreciate Mike Pence's innate dignity and decency. I mean, the way they play him on Saturday Night Live even. Okay, Saturday Night Live has done a pretty good job at weaponizing, mocking Donald Trump.
Bannon was good too.
Bannon was good. Kellyanne Conway was amazing. They've done a pretty good job at that, but they still do, like, Mike Pence is the nice, soft-spoken
the nice, serious guy.
Mike Pence is a sociopath.
Yeah, he wants to send gay people to straight camps.
He wants to send gay people to straight camps. He wants to wage a war on transgender people and women. And I mean, and he is not only, like, able to negotiate with the Freedom Caucus, he is that. He is one of the most dangerous, unhinged, radical, extreme far-right figures in American political history.
Yeah.
And the way we operate is we don't say, okay, obviously there's a distinction in terms of Mike Pence as being, like, personally more stable than the president, okay? And probably isn't going to call Reince Priebus at 3 a.m. to see if we can overturn the First Amendment. And I will acknowledge that that is a slight improvement. But this is someone whose agenda as president would be to accelerate global warming, blow up inequality, and destroy the modern infrastructure of the United States. And he'll get a total pass on that for months, just based off of being like,
being
people
nice
have a right to protest.
Right.
And, oh, I don't know that Barack Obama tapped me. By the way, I don't think he should have been president because he's a black Arab, but I don't really want to say that too loud. Okay,
yeah,
here's
is this the nightmare?
Yes, he is. Okay, so here he is, deface the nation. And then we'll take a few more calls.
And I think actually I've been very consistent. You know, it's very funny when the fake media goes out, which we call the mainstream media, which sometimes I must say is you. But when the
you
fake
mean me personally or
your show, I love your show. I call it Deface the Nation. But your show is sometimes not exactly correct. But when they
I like how proud he is of himself for his like little. And by the way, dude, you have been really. You started at the summit with low energy, and you have just been running like a sophomore slump ever since.
To
like
face the nation.
I mean, Low Energy, Lil Marco, and Lion Ted are classics. And Crooked Hillary, and I guess it got the job done.
Yeah, that
But
wasn't
I mean,
not as good as Little Marco.
Lil Marco's pretty classic.
That was when I was young and hungry.
That was when I was young and hungry.
Oh, Little Marco.
Oh, Little Marco. Probably perspiring somewhere right now. You're calling from a 330 area code. Who are you?
Hey, folks. The Majority Report YouTube page is in a bit of a crisis right now because of changes in their algorithms. Our YouTube revenue has been clobbered. We need your help. Just a couple of bucks a month would really help us out and keep this channel going. Head over to our Patreon page to find out more information. The URL is right here.